Hey friends, just setting up here. Just thought I'd pop in and go live. Oh, there we go. Just loading my screen here, friends. How's everybody doing? My internet is not cooperating today. Hey, there we go. Sorry, friends. It's really cold out. My Starlink, my dishy, is trying to keep up. That thing's actually self-heated. Jason Mercer, hey buddy. Nick Pixel. Nick, I'm so happy for you guys. Congrats. That's awesome. Kevin Jones, Adam Lagasse, I don't know. Still working. Mama Bellhopper. I just thought I'd jump in here quick. Wish everybody a happy new year. Has it been cold. I'm gonna move this over to here where I can see it a little bit better. There we go. Just cleaning up 394 cylinder. I just made a little video on removing transfer from a cylinder. Hey, Wooly's World. How's it going, buddy? Just bought a 48 millimeter original male cylinder and piston for a bargain. That's my Christmas gift. That's awesome. Those are good jugs. Yeah, this 394 cylinder was full of transfer, so I just made a video, actually. I just finished showing how I remove transfer from a cylinder. Hey, Chippy. It's cold, eh, buddy? Chippy's a local to me, friends. It's what's the temperature outside, Chippy? I don't know. It's well into the minus 30s. It's been real cold. Working on vehicles, having breakdowns, boosting things. It's been quite the battle. Started porting an 025. That a boy. Oh, you're feeling under the weather, Mama Bellhopper. That's no good. Oh, my internet is, yeah. We'll see if we can get this back going here, friends. The dishy says it only works to minus 20, and it's like almost double that. So there we go. Yeah, it's cold, eh, buddy? Get well soon, Mama Bellhopper. Tasman, how's it going, buddy? Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everybody. Yeah, it's going to be a battle today for my internet, friends. I'm not sure how the signal is coming through, but this phone is not cooperating. It's going to be one of those days, friends. This is the first time I've had any trouble. See if we can get back on. There we go. I was freezing the tripod to my hand last week when doing a live at the start of the cold snap. Yeah, buddy, I've had plastic things shatter. Blew the rat out in my Tundra last week. Just put it in the shop. We were like, we're not fixing it till Christmas is over. The only vehicle I've had running is the 6.5 Turbo Weasel, which you wouldn't think that an old diesel truck would start in this weather. Those super hot glow plugs my brother and I put in, I'm super impressed with them. Usually that thing starts first cycle of the glow plugs. If not, I turn it off, do one more cycle, and it goes. Hey, nothing but chainsaws. Good job on that full wrap you did, buddy. I was looking at that this morning. That looks factory. I was really impressed with that. Just another trick to add to the community. There's so many good channels popping up. Nothing but chainsaws has been around for a while, but I like popping into his channel once in a while. And he put a 390 full wrap on a saw. It looks good. And set of dogs, eh, buddy? 62 Fahrenheit in Georgia. Oh, I would love to have some of that right now. Athabasca, a minus 14, got the yard plowed. Knock on wood, I haven't had to plow since that big snowfall we had before Christmas. Most of the yard was a foot, and then behind the house I had 2.5 to 3 foot drifts. And that's the reason for the big skid steer. You need all the pushing power you can get. 55 here in West Virginia and flooding. That's weird. Flooding in winter. Hey, Gerbut's here. Hey, buddy. Who else do we got? Josh Miller. Happy New Year, buddy. What have you guys been up to? Just eating good food and doing what I've been doing. I've been in the house for 2 weeks almost. Very, very low key. I've been out in the shop here and there, mostly been working on vehicles. My shop is just I spent the morning kind of puttering out here, moving stuff around, and I had to move everything over to get the trucks in. So it's been a little bit of a battle. 15 Celsius. Yeah, I like that. 20 degrees Celsius is the perfect temperature. If I could live somewhere where it's 20 all the time, I don't like the heat, but I also don't like the bitter cold. Sneak a loader over. Back in the old days when I used to do snow clearing like Chippy does, yeah, I used to think of driving the 950 home. That's a big cat to do my driveway. Nice thing is here, I live in farm country. There's so much machinery around here. If a neighbor drives by and he thinks you're snowed in, often he's in a loader and he'll just take care of it. A lot of good folks out here. Hey, Steve Small Engine Saloon. Happy New Year, Steve-O. A lot of rain I see out there. I know where the Iron Horse is out there in New York, it's just been a swamp there all year. And it was cold there, and then he said it was warming up and swampy, and yeah. Oh, thanks, Peppy. Thumbs up. Lost a battery in my Sebring. Have brakes out in my wood truck and had to plow snow last night and have another light in my co-op. Definitely busy. Yeah, it's been crazy. I moved a lot of snow the other night. We got more snow in that storm than we've had all last winter. It was crazy. That's why when we were purchasing that skid steer, I used to have a small tractor. A new tractor. It was a Coyote CK27. Nice tractor, but it was open cab and it was really light. And I used to fight to clear the snow. So when we were looking at that skid steer, they had an 82-inch snow bucket on it, and I was like, I need that snow bucket. We got to work that into the deal. That bucket's incredible. Yeah, nothing but chainsaws. Just good country folk out here. When we moved out here, not a lot of people live out here. There's a small town close by. It's funny when you move to a place like this, especially looking like I do, people kind of look at you. You're not from around here. Everybody knows everybody in this area. But over time, we embraced the community and the community embraced us. And now we're just part of the neighborhood. So we really enjoy that about living out here. Just good folks everywhere. Mama Taz. Hey, Mama Taz. Hold on. Look what I got on. That's right. That's how we rock and roll in the country. How many of you guys have ever cleaned transfer off of a chainsaw cylinder? This thing actually cleaned up nice. I wanted to keep the saw 394. I'm definitely a 394 guy. Do I have a source for 181 style on-off switches? What kind of switches do those? No, I do not. That's the style. I usually just buy junk saws, ones that are thoroughly backed over the truck, and I strip them for parts. Hey, Jojo Bucker. How's it going, buddy? Just getting caught up here. Balmy 2 degrees Fahrenheit down here in southeastern Minnesota. That's not far from here, actually. Couple hours. Hey, Jay Barkenspider. Happy New Year, buddy. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. I hit a button here, friends. The sausage fingers are not well equipped for computer work or just general YouTube-y work. There we go. Okay. I'm still getting used to this live streaming things. Mountain Made Mountain Man. I like that name. That's a good name. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year, buddy. Next step is to get into porting. Nothing but chainsaws. Hey, if you need any help, buddy, send me an email. I'll help you out. There's no secrets here. I show basic porting, not to hide secrets. I show it because what I show on my channel will keep you guys out of trouble. I've always been an advocate of keeping people out of trouble. If you port a saw and blow up a saw right away, you might not be inclined to, but yeah, nothing but chainsaws. You should start porting, buddy. It's a lot of fun. That first time you port a saw and you put it in the wood, it goes, and all the way through, that's it. Happy New Year from Kefalonia, Greece, Tin Man. It's 53 degrees, 12 degrees Celsius here right now. Happy New Year, buddy. Greece. I love it. A lot of Greek people around here. A lot of Greek people. I guess I don't know when they came, but there's a lot of Greek people that settled here a long time ago. So I love the Greeks. They make great hamburgers. Oh my. If you guys ever go to Winnipeg, if you go to a hamburger stand and there's a Greek fella behind the counter, you're probably going to be in for some good eating. I actually owe my robust physique to a good hamburger. Josh Nash, Happy New Year, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. Any advice on porting a 575 Husky? None. Friends, I really have not ported a modern saw with the what do they call them? It's Sunday. Can you tell it's Sunday? With the extra fresh air ports. I haven't ported one of those, friends. I own them. I bought, what do we got here? Right here. I actually got Wolf Creek to ship me a top end for my 576 because I want to know. Now, I think porting these, and again, I don't know, is the same as porting any other saw, but I don't know. That's why I don't talk about porting these kind of saws on the channel because I really have no experience. I'd have to reach out to Donnie Walker. I'm sure he could tell me a thing or two. One of these days, friends, I'm gonna order a Walkerized saw. I want one so bad. First ported power saw I ever ran said Walkerized on it. I'll never forget that. We were cutting oak that day. It was a 372. And my buddy fired it up and I could hear it, with the dual port, the typical Walker style muffler. And that's it. I heard that thing chugging away there and I was like, what's this? And he goes, it's Walkerized, it's ported. I put that thing in the wood and I was hooked. From that day forward, I knew I must learn how to port. That was, how many years ago was that? That wasn't super long ago. 5 years, 6 years ago, friends. Here I am. Mark Johnson, hey, buddy. My, hold on here. Again, friends, the sausage fingers, they hit things. Unintentional button pushing is the Tin Man way. There we go. I work with these things all day. You guys would never know it. Do I have any experience porting a 90? No. I have most of a 385 on the shelf. I've been looking for parts. That saw's in rough shape. I have a 390 cylinder here. From what I can see, 390 would be the same as a 372 porting wise. If you go off the top of my head without even measuring it, I would go, if you want a really torquey saw, keep that exhaust roof around 100, 20 to 25 degrees of transfer blowdown, and 75 to 77 on the intake, and you'd have just an absolute monster saw. Open up the lower transfers and let her rip. So the thing, friends, the more porting you do, a lot of these saws that you like have the same numbers, and in a roundabout way, they kind of all like similar moves. Now, to get them to that nth degree, some of these saws that you guys see on the channel, the McCulloughs, stuff like that, it's very intense. You can go in and out of that saw 5-10 times sometimes to get it where you want it. But most general builds, you can do the same kind of moves and end up with a good saw. Can we send a little love to the Tin Man for all he does? A great teacher. Thanks, Nick. Speaking of great teachers, that Nick Pixel guy, I know nothing about technology, friends. I know I'm a YouTuber. I don't even use that word. I watch Nick Pixel because not only is he a good fella, he likes the saws and the outdoorsy stuff. He drives a cool truck, but he's a tech guy. And he's a tech guy that speaks to me in a way that I can understand. This technology stuff wasn't something I picked up easily, making YouTube videos. So thank you for all you do, Nick. Just catching up here. 24 to 36 inch pines, cleaning up after a tornado, about 30 trees. Any recommendations? Oh, for pine, I cut pine up to that size with a 266, 32 inch bar, keep it sharp. I find pine is usually good cutting. Oh, did I miss one? Jay Daniels. He doesn't say a word. Thanks, buddy. Who else do we got here? Mountain Maid Mountain Man, for all the info, brother. You're a great teacher. Thank you. I guess knowing now or if I knew then what I did now, maybe I would have went into teaching. I really wasn't a focused young man. I was all over the place. It's funny, friends. I actually was supposed to be a Harley Davidson technician. I got hired at a local dealership, and I was going to Fairview College in Fairview, Alberta. I got all the paperwork. We're getting me signed up, and then one day I decided that I didn't want to work on bikes full time. I thought maybe it would ruin the love. I'm glad I didn't do that. That's the reason why this shop stays low production. If I start cranking out builds here, I think for me personally, I will lose the love for saw building. People ask me all the time to do saw builds, and I really don't take many. I pretty much still just build for a small group of fellas, and I find that way I have more time to make good content. Content is what this channel's about, and I really try and make good content for you guys every week, as many videos as I can, and that's what's important to me. So, and again, I'm glad I didn't become a full-time bike wrench. Do I have a dyno? No, I do not, Steve. I should get one when I grow up. I spent a lot of time running bikes on dynos back in the day. It made me go a little haywire searching for horsepower and making the perfect dyno charts and air fuel. I I think if I had a dyno for saws, I would probably be blowing up a lot of saws because I would keep pushing the envelope. I just got Husky 61 running. I'll be sure to to share it on my channel. Some porting coming soon. Thanks, Tin Man Knowledge. The power of YouTube. Right on, Jason. That's what it's about for me, folks. I like to share. I like to share the knowledge. Tried to deck a cylinder by hand on a flat plate. Ended up with about 10 thousandths difference front to back. How much difference is too much? Well, I get asked that a lot. Now, two things about a cylinder. Hopefully, I'm just going to wait for the video to catch up here. Hopefully, you guys can see this. There is not a lot of play front to back, but remember, depending on the orientation of the cylinder, I would be inclined to say that 10 thousandths, as long as it's sealing, wouldn't hurt anything. And of course, when you guys move a crankshaft side to side, it does this. That's just built into the saws, okay? If I was gonna have a cylinder that's not flat, I would prefer it flat front to back than side to side, meaning leaning forwards and backwards versus this way. I think it would be okay. Now, of course, I cheat. I do have a lathe. I tend to just, chuck up my cylinders and lathe them when I need to. Hey, Yank Doodle Diesel. How's it going, buddy? First time on the channel. I'm good friends with Buckin Iron Horse Bellhopper. Oh, I know who you are, buddy. Thanks for stopping by, Yank Doodle. You got one of them Iron Horse saws. I was watching you probably a year ago buck up a large tree with it, and I was like, thanks for stopping by, buddy. I'm just getting caught up here, friends, on the comments. I like to flop. Those of you that have been around here know that. Jojo Bucker for all the home light info. My pleasure, buddy. Thank you. My phone is not on pilot mode. Hello from Southern Oregon. Sorry, Oregon. We say Oregon up here. Oregon. Scott Miller, thanks for stopping by, buddy. I've had good success with a slab of granite. You just have to take your time and measure often. I'm kind of OCD. Don't mind it. I gotta turn the hold on, friends. I gotta turn the alerts off. Okay, there we go. Sorry. I'm back. We dropped connection for a second. What's going on here, Buckin? I need an IT guy. There we go. I'll let you guys get caught back up here. There we go. Can you guys hear me again? It's I'm having internet issues today. There we go. Just let everything get caught back up. Even the dishy don't want to work in this kind of weather. There we go. There we go. Okay. We're back. We're live. Oh, Buckin, you got to stop doing that, buddy. Thank you, Buckin. that Buckin's a wild man. What a good fella. That's all I'm going to say. That Buckin Billy's a good fella. Helped out myself, this channel, and the community. Just a great fella. Thank you, buddy. Seriously. Is my dish outside physically? Yeah, Chippy, it's one of those dishes. I don't know. It points up to the sky and it finds satellites, low orbit satellites, and you have high speed internet. It's that Elon Musk thing, Starlink. Takes 5 minutes to install. I think my download speeds are like 150 F video in 15, 20 minutes. Later, Buckin. Thanks for stopping by. I guess Buckin's going live soon. We'll have to jump over there. The dish is just flat. Okay, it looks like a pie plate. I still haven't made a video because there's so much snow back there. It's actually heated, so you'll see ice falling off of it all the time. It actually has a thermostat in it and heats itself so that you don't have to clean the dish off. It's pretty neat. Hi, Tin Man. I have a Holtz Forma 460 clone and I want to get it ported. What's your advice about porting? Does it pay off to get them ported? Well, Reese, those Holtz Forma saws, I have no experience with them. I haven't bought one. I've been on the fence about buying one of those and trying it. That 288 is kind of interest to me. My problem is with those types of components. Usually, aftermarket crankshafts like that usually won't take what kind of power porting will bring to it. The bearings in those saws, from my experience, I have bought individual components, but never the whole kit. Those aftermarket bearings usually don't last very long. And then again, those cylinders, I will use those cylinders to prove out a theory, but generally I don't use them on a saw. Can you port it? For sure you can. Will it last? It's hard to say. Some of those turn out good. Some of them become very unreliable. I'll have to check, Jojo, what my upload speed is for streaming. It's fast. I've done tests. Nice thing is here it's flat and the trees are low. I still haven't even put it on my roof. It's actually on a picnic table in the backyard. It works good though. Oh, you're welcome, David. Thanks for the great content and help on the Echo CS302. Right on. Tin Man, I loved the cold start video the other day. It got up to 20 degrees today and 6 yesterday. That was fun. You know what, friends? I was like, I want to do something. I want to be outside. It's freezing cold, so I just started hauling saws out, and I was like, I wonder which ones of these will start. There was nothing scientific about that. A few started that I didn't think would, and a few that I thought would start wouldn't start. So like my 044, that something's going on with that saw. I need a carburetor for it. Eric Sawyer. I've had nothing but good luck with a Holtz Forma. I've had two 372 for over a year. One has big bore kit and ported 50 gallons. See, there you go. Eric's had good experience with those Holtz Forma saws. Some of those, that's the thing, Fred. Some of those types of kits, some of them are going to be good. Some of them are going to be rubbish. It's hard to know with some of those things whether they're going to last. It's the same thing with porting old power saws. Some of them are going to last. Some of them are going to pop right away. The best thing to do, I think, when you're porting saws is just to go over all your components and just, if you think something's going to go, replace it. The biggest thing for me being in Canada, those Holtz Forma kits, the shipping to get it here is just killer. I'm more inclined to buy a blown up original saw and rebuild it than to buy the kit. Now that's just me personally. Depending on where you're at in the world and what's available, it will depend on what you're buying, what you're building. We all have different saws available, so. The cold start video prompted me to try mine too. Yeah, it's fun. Hey, Joey Reynes. How's it going, buddy? My shoulder hurt. Friends, I do all overhead work. I'm a tin basher. Air movement's my game. Everything I do is up there. So the things that are in the best shape on my body are my shoulders and arms. But the P61 Pioneer, that thing hurts to pull over in the cold, and those Macs. Buckin's Pro Mac 850 is just an absolute monster for compression. That's why I didn't mess with the recoil, because I didn't want to grenade a recoil or something like that. That thing's hard to pull over. I saw somebody from I saw somebody from Wales. Welsh Warrior, hi Tin Man from South Wales, UK. Right on, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. Jojo Bucker, try the Farmer Tech wrap handle. Yeah, I've heard those Farmer Tech full wraps. I think I'm going to order one for my 461 and just try it. Again, friends, I'm just putt skiing around. Actually, one of the guys I've built for is an arborist. He runs a company. He's been running one of those wrap handles on 044 440, and he's had nothing but good luck with it. Lieutenant Bradley. Bradley's on Catbird Hill. Happy New Year, friend. We'll be hitting you up for advice soon. I have two 066 coming my way as projects. Right on, buddy. If you need any help, any questions, hit me up. I'd love to help you. Thanks for the super chat. I appreciate it. I really do. You guys are so good to me. I'm just going to move this over a little bit. It's 50-50 with those saws. I've had good luck with them and some not. I have the 365 clone. That's the Holtz Forma. It's pretty decent. Yeah, and that's the thing. I haven't played with enough of that stuff to say on my channel, yeah, you guys should buy this. I don't like steering people wrong. Anything that you see on my channel, like Highway, is stuff I use. If it's no good, I'll tell you guys. Who knows? Maybe a Farmer Tech saw one day will show up on this channel. You guys never know, right? Maybe I'll just order one day and we can play with one. Hey, John Bob Millwright. How's it going, buddy? Used to swap out Farmer Tech bearings and seals, but lately I've just been using the kit stuff. See, there you go. I haven't used Farmer Tech bearings or seals in 2 or 3 years. I have a feeling they're probably better now. Just like 5 years ago, I wasn't impressed with Highway. Now, I really like Highway parts. Bearings, typically, I only run FAG or SKF. Those are the only two bearings. I get them from a bearing supplier here. They're cheap, and I've never lost a bearing in a saw that I've put those in. Just catching up here. Where's the best place to find good timing numbers? Really want to try porting. Right here, Tyler. I have a whole series, how to port a chainsaw. It's long. I think there's 15 parts to it. Yeah, I think there's 15 parts. Some of you guys might know. Go through that series. It's in a playlist on my channel. It's called How to Port a Chainsaw. I go from one end to the other. Timing numbers are a subjective thing. You're never going to find timing numbers in a book. Timing numbers are something that every builder likes different numbers. It takes a lot of experimenting. But in that series, I kind of lay out how to choose your numbers and stuff like that. It is a long series, but it's I tried to be as thorough in that as I could. I'm thinking of modifying a Super XL. Should I port it or go to other places with it? You can port a Super XL. The problem is with home lights, friends, and I'm going to say this, they are not easy to port. I ported home lights because that's what I had around. Porting that first home light was just a crazy scheme I came up with in this shop one day. It was one of those things, you know what, I'm going to make one of these rock and roll. Was it easy? No. I blew up the first saw. The second saw I wasn't happy with. The third saw is the one that Buchan has. Home lights, they don't leave you a lot of room for error. And Bye, Mama Taz. Thanks for stopping by. They don't leave a lot of room for error, so a fella's got to be careful porting home lights. And I've never ported a Super XL, so I don't even have numbers for that. American Muscle Saws. Wouldn't be building saws if it wasn't for you, Tin Man. Thanks for everything you do. Thanks, buddy. I really appreciate it. You know, if I can be a part of people porting saws and working with their hands and getting that enjoyment, nothing's funner than making something go fast. Whether I've worked on cars and trucks, I've worked on Harleys, dirt bikes, sport bikes. I for one season I did some road racing on a 1,000 cc motorcycle. And now chainsaws. I like chainsaws because they're an affordable hobby. Some of those Harley motors I used to do, and we're talking 10, 15 years ago, you could drop $10,000 to $15,000 easily on a Harley motor. This hobby is accessible for anyone, and it's fun. So thank you, American Muscle Saws. You know, friends, it just feels good to, you know, to be able to have a YouTube channel and meet other people and just share info. I started this channel not even knowing what a YouTuber was or how any of this stuff worked. I just wanted to share info. We've been pumping out videos for a couple of years steady now, and I just thank everybody for hanging out here. Chris J. Beck, I'm mostly concerned with the cylinder plating Homelight used. It's great until it gets a flake. I have not had any trouble with Homelight cylinder plating, Chris. You just have to make sure your bits are sharp and just, you know, slow and steady. What chips plating generally is chatter. So some of those cheap imported bits that you buy, they'll have run out on them, and you'll start hammering cylinders, flaking plating off, and running too slow or too fast, and then make sure your bits are sharp. Generally, a dull bit is what's going to chip plating. I find Homelight cylinders grind like butter. I've had no trouble with them. The trouble I have with Homelights, they don't cool properly. They don't have enough cooling area. They run hot stock, and then now you want to wick it up and port it. They run even hotter. It's my opinion, if you're going to port a Homelight, make sure you pipe it and put a different carb on, one that fuels better, whether it be a Husqvarna carb or something like that. There really isn't a lot of room for error in Homelight porting. That's all I did for Bucking. I didn't know how long that would last. That thing is absolutely screaming, but I knew Bucking is in tune with how a saw should run, and he runs sharp chains. I knew if it was going to live anywhere, it would live with him running it. But again, all these Homelights run really hot when they're ported. They run hot stock, so just be aware of that. If you're going to push the limits, make sure you can keep that saw cool. Right on. Thanks for stopping by, Jason. Jason Mercer's a good friend of this channel. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. Appreciate you coming here. We're not going to make this a super long live chat, friends. I wanted to pop in. I was puttering in the shop. I haven't live chatted in a couple weeks. What about porting the 120 Super? My 120 Super is ported, Jay. I ported that before I even had a channel, I think. I ported that saw. It's just over there. 4 years ago, 3. Porting that, I would use similar timing numbers to say a 372. It's small bore, long stroke. I can't. The funny thing is, I ported that so long ago, I didn't write the timing numbers down. If there's enough interest, maybe we'll slap a wheel on that one day and see where I went with it. I think the exhaust is at 99 on that, 22, 23 degrees of transfer timing. Intake, I probably would have went about 74, 75 opening, low 150s for intake timing. I like that saw. It's not an absolute ripper, but it pulls a long bar well. So, BBR is live. I'm going to pop in there when we're done here, friends. Watching you and Bucket at the same time. Thanks, Casey. Tell Bucket I said hello. Do I have a source to buy a dyno? Steve Small Engine Saloon. No, I don't, buddy. Why, do you think I should get one, Steve-O? That's pretty high-tech machinery for out here. But, yeah, that would be fun. I've had dyno talks with people in the past, but it's just it's another thing. This shop, I am quickly outgrowing this little shop. This shop's 22 by 22. I think in the future, when I get into the bigger shop, I think that'll open up a whole new world to what I can actually have. Room, space is definitely at a premium in this shop. But yeah, I wouldn't be against a dyno. It would be fun. Like I said though, I think I would blow up a lot of saws. I don't have a lot of restraint, friends, and I like to push limits. That's why a lot of my saws scream, because I like to build a saw for me. How fast can I make this thing go and still have usable torque, which is fun. Tin Man, Happy New Year. If you wondering if you have a suggestion on a sprocket nose bar for a 64 Homelight C7. You know what I would do? J Lack 325. I would just take a Homelight bar or an Echo bar, and I would just modify it. Right here, if you can see, I just grind these because a lot of those old saws oil from the slot here. I just grind them with a grinder to make them oil from the adjustment slots. I run still bars on most of my saws and Husqvarna bars. I don't buy specific bars for each saw. I just find one that's close, either make a spacer with a cotter pin or a piece of sheet metal, and I'll just drill or grind holes in it until it oils properly. That's generally what I do. I tend to run still mounts on everything that I own and have no problems with it. So that's what I would do. The internet's kind of sketchy today, friends. It's okay though, it's working. It was my first saw when I was 15 years old. The numbers would be nice. Yeah, Jay, I'll dig around in my porting books. If I find the numbers, I'll definitely share them. Those 120 supers are small bore, long stroke. You can, that one's not a screamer, but it's definitely it's moving air, and it's a strong saw. You could probably go 98 on one of those on the exhaust roof, no problem. Do a little bit of lower transfer work. It's similar to porting a 266. If any of my 266 builds, except for Buckins, I don't think I posted the timing numbers on that because that thing's crazy. I didn't want anybody popping their saw. But any of the other 266 builds I've done on the channel, you could use the same numbers in that and get similar performance. Probably a little more. Those 120 supers are strong saws. Jason Buble, you're at that level now that I need a dyno. I don't, you know what's funny, friends? I don't, I'm just a fellow working in my shop. There's a lot of guys that know a lot more than me. I'm blessed to be able to converse with them. Guys like Donnie Walker, being able to, to reach out to Donnie Walker and say, "Hey, Donnie, I got this problem," or it's just a blessing, friends. The Iron Horse. There's so many people, even to have Bucking around. He's been on a saw for so long. A lot of times he'll spot something that I'm doing and know how to fix it. So it's just a blessing to be here, friends. Now you guys got me thinking dyno. I wonder where I'd keep the dyno. The problem is here is it's so cold in the winter. Like all my machinist tools, my good stuff lives in the basement in the winter. Stuff gets ruined here in the winter. So if I had a dyno, it probably would be a summertime only dyno. What's going to be my next project? I'm jumping back into buck and saw. I didn't want to do any porting the last couple of weeks with Christmas and everything. And it's just been really cold. I like to be comfortable. Like right now, friends, it's chilly in here. Um, I'm going to work on Buchan's 922. I want to open up the Super Pro 70 that we ported and do some modifications to the intake timing. Um, Still puttering with the 590 Echo. I have some ideas. I'm going to do some ideas and show you guys quick and dirty ways to see if I have too much intake timing is what I'm wondering with that. And then I don't know, friends. I kind of feel like porting a saw for me, a Pioneer P41. I've always wanted one of those. I have a couple here that have been graciously sent to the channel. I think I'm going to do a P41 and make a saw for me, something that just absolutely rips. Then I don't know. I'm always picking up projects to work on, and I just kind of go by feel. That 394 is staring at me. I have no use for a 394. There's not a lot of big timber here, and I mean, my 461 will rock and roll with my 394 because it's ported, right? But I'm thinking a ported 394 is high up list, just because. Why not, friends? What would be better than a saw that's so fast? When the minute I fire it up, trees just start falling in the woods. Happy New Year, Russell. How many saws do I have? I don't even know. I don't have that many runners, friends. Saws come and go from here. If a buddy needs a saw, I'll just hook him up. I have a lot of blown up saws. Runners, not that many. You guys have seen most of my runners in the videos. I really like power saws, but it gets to the point, friends, you can only store so many. So it's kind of, if a guy needs a saw, a buddy of mine or something, it's just like, you need a saw, come get a saw, or I'm sure I'm going to get to the point, friends, where I'm just going to start giving more saws away because how many saws does one man need? I'd like to do another giveaway saw. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I'm staring at my parts shelf. I'd like to do another giveaway saw. I'm undetermined to what I'm going to do. Maybe we'll do a 50cc saw next time and build the average firewood saw for the average guy. Can you work on transfer ports and get good results without porting the intake or exhaust? I don't know, Reese. When you open up transfer ports, you're increasing the bottom end capacity, right? If you don't give at least a couple more degrees of intake timing, I've never done it. This is all just me, yakking. If you don't give enough intake timing and you increase the bottom end of your saw, you may end up with a saw that's a little bit lean. When you add case capacity, which is anything below the piston, when you add case capacity, you should add a corresponding amount of intake timing. Would you feel the difference? Maybe. I find the biggest difference in a power saw when you're porting it, a good pipe you'll feel, and increasing the exhaust roof, making it breathe more, you'll feel that. But all these little things that we do in conjunction is what gives you a really good saw. I don't know. Try it and report back. I don't know. I've never just done transfer work. I usually start by doing my transfers, roughing them out. Then I add intake timing, and then I finish up on the exhaust, and then do a little pipe ski. Hey, you guys want the 394? I see. Can I put a different piston and cylinder head on my 254? I don't think you can. The 254 Welsh Warrior, 257, 262, and 254 are all, that's the small 200 chassis, I call it. So there's the small 200 series, which is the 262, 257, 254. The medium is your 266. Your big is your 288. The 54 has a shorter stroke than the other two saws. So I don't think you can change that. If you wanted to put a different cylinder, you'd need to put a crank out of a 257 or a 262. That's a good question. I've been asked that many times. I've had a 257, a 262, but never a 254. Right on, Josh. I like to yak with you guys in real time, and hopefully I can share some info. Last year I bought a new saw, Husqvarna 550 Mark II. What's the biggest bar you would recommend for it? 20 inch. I probably wouldn't go much more than a 20 inch on that saw. I'm staring at, I have two of them thoroughly grenaded on the shelf. I'm going to do them one of these days whenever I feel the need. 550s are screamers. They're not the torquiest saw. And they run hot. I would probably stick to a 20 on that. What are your thoughts on timing numbers for a good 288 work saw? Jake Whipple. Jake, that depends on your definition of a good work saw. Do you want it to be zippy? Do you want it to pull a 36-inch bar? Fill me in. I'll hook you up with info. What do you want it to do? What are you going to be cutting? What length of bar? Do you run a sharp chain, or are you a little bit lax on chain sharpening? That all matters. Some guys don't sharpen as often because they're in more of a production cutting environment. Depends on what you're going to do with it. Brendan the Battler Stafford. I've seen that name around a lot. Thanks for showing up here, buddy. Good day. I hope the year treats you well, sees you in good health. Looking forward to the P41. Got two of my own. One of them will get another life of eating timber. Yeah, I want to do a P41. 66cc and a reed saw. That's right up my alley. I tend to run mid 60cc saws the most. Compared to the 026 cylinder with 18-degree blowdown with a 95-degree exhaust roof. Feel an increase in torque more in an MS 260 with more blowdown. Yeah, that's crazy. 95-degree exhaust roof on an 026. Like me, 026, I probably wouldn't go past 102. That would be my max. Can you put a 460 top end on an 044? Yes, you can. You need to elongate out the holes. Me personally, when it comes to stills, old school stills, 044 is my favorite. I wouldn't put a 460 top end. When I port those, they're absolute monsters. I do little moves to them. Every 044 I have done is just I'm super happy with them. Jake Whipple, he's talking about the 288, friends. Probably a 36-inch, plenty of time to sharpen. Okay. Depending on where you start, I wouldn't push that past 98 on the exhaust. If you want a real torquey saw, probably stick around 100 opening on the exhaust. Transfer timing on those depends on where you start off. Some of them are a little lazy on transfers. I like more blowdown in those saws. 22-degree blowdown and up. Intake 77, 78 is where I would set that saw. So opening 78 degrees, 77, somewhere around there. I did on the channel. If you go, that one I'm bucking or noodling with, I think that one's around 98 on the exhaust. I didn't get good blowdown out of that saw. I think it was 20, 21 degrees. That saw rips though. It's more happy with a 32. It will pull a 36 though. I'm going to do, oh, that's the other thing I forgot about. I got that 281, 181 that I ripped apart. I'm going to make that into something silly just because, again, it's fun. Aaron Powell, base gasket delete. What did I miss here? Base gasket delete, couple thou off exhaust port, and iron horse cell pipe. Woke up my 590. Yeah, Aaron, I'm going to get back to 590 one of these days. I've been doing a lot of reading, talking to guys that port echoes. None of us have come to a conclusion on why that saw runs the way it does. So rather than hacking it up, Caleb's a good buddy of mine, so we kind of chuckle about it. He sends me the one saw that I'm kind of head scratching about, but we'll figure it out. I think that saw will not tolerate the blowdown that's in it now. I think that's the biggest problem. So I'm either going to have to JB weld the intake or lower the blowdown. Probably it's at 25 degrees. I'm probably gonna have to bring it back to 20. Yeah, 044s are hard to find, Chippy. They're spendy. Still working. Ever messed with a 346? I've never owned one. I know they're nasty little saws. I missed one 2 weeks ago. There was one for sale on a local for sale site. I couldn't get to it soon enough. I would love to try a 346 on the channel. Have you ever thought about writing a book on porting and putting all the numbers in your notebook? Yeah, maybe. We'll see. The problem is with so there is so much more to porting than just timing numbers. Everybody focuses on timing numbers. It's all in the hand that does the grinding. For instance, friends, Iron Horse and I, we're good friends. We chat all the time about saws. Usually it's me listening. He's forgotten more about two strokes than I know, and I'll say that. Iron Horse and I can build two saws with the same timing numbers and they will run different. We both do different moves. So it would be hard in written form to really. That's why I like the YouTube media, because I can show the shapes and designs of transfers. But yeah, that would be interesting to have a book. 346s are great saws. Yeah, I hear they just rip. I'd take a 346 over a 260 all day. Well, that's because it's a Husqvarna. Well, I should have said that. I've ported many a 260. I actually like an MS 260. I've never had a 346, so. Jay Wiltshire, thanks. I repair a lot of saws. Since I met your channel, I put my timing wheel on every saw I get, the stock numbers to compare them. Yeah, Jay, I do that a lot. If I get a saw in here and it's a ripper out of the box, I time it and just kind of have a peek. And what you find, friends, is a lot of the good saws out there have similar timing numbers, like an 04 and an original 372. There are differences in the timing numbers, but you start to see patterns. And then what you do is those patterns translate into other saws, and you start adjusting timing numbers, and you see a lot of saws will react similar to the same timing numbers. Thinking of getting a 346, don't know much about it. The 346, I've talked to guys about them, is probably Donnie Walker would be a good guy to reach out to. He could tell you the ins and outs of that. The 346 is probably one of the nastiest 50cc saws ever made. That's what I hear. They're light and super zippy. Probably not unlike a 550 XP Mark II, or I have Mark I's here. I'm going to try and port them, and either they'll last or we'll have another grenade on the channel. It happens. If that happens, we'll show it for sure. Hello, Buckin. Friends, this is fun. I think we're going to shut her down soon. Just wanted to jump in and say Happy New Year. Anybody else have any questions before we shut her down? It's starting to get chilly in here. That's funny. Matthew Workshop, welcome back, buddy. 661 is fun to run, but holy smokes, is it heavy. Yeah. That's why you guys generally, if I'm doing work, I'm running a 266 or something that size. It's light. 266 ported will pull a 32, and it's easy on my body. When's the 922 coming? This week sometime. It's sitting right next to the camera. I didn't want to start grinding on that till it got warmer in here. It's been minus 44, minus 45. I didn't want to take that saw apart in the cold. I do have spare parts, but parts are getting hard to find for these vintage saws. So, Happy New Year, Felix. Thanks for stopping by. Have you ever ran a Pioneer P41? You want to laugh, guys? I've never ran a P41. None of those run. Those are all blown up. I bought one 4 years ago, took it apart, and have never put it back together. So it needed a coil. So I'm hoping between all these, I'll have a couple of good coils. Is 18 thou squish too tight for an 044? Before or after sealant? I'm gonna say no. Tentatively, 18's getting tight, but I'm gonna say you'll probably be okay. Usually 20 thou is that safe number. Okay, most saws are fine at 20 thou. 18's pushing it, but if it's 18 before sealant, slap her together. That sealant will give you 2 or 3 thou. Thoughts on old HL series carb? Only running on the high jet. Yeah, I don't have a ton of HL experience. That's one carb I haven't been into. Buckin, are you live, Buckin? Any updates on the Mac? It's up there again. I was playing with it pretty heavily. The weather's been horrible, friends. There's a couple feet of snow in the yard. It's really dampering down my cutting. I'll jump back into that. I've been kind of scatterbrained lately. Just having fun, right? I kind of some of these projects, you work on them, then you need parts, you shelf them for a while. That's just kind of how it goes, friends. A lot of these old saws, you start puttering with them and you go, oh, I need this part. And then you just kind of, you don't forget about it, but you kind of slide it aside. That's the way it works. We'll get back into that Buckin one of these days. Buckin sent me. Oh, Buckin. Who did I see? Hey, Jeff Salisbury. Thanks for showing up, buddy. He is live, sent this over. Of course he did. He's funny. Keep rocking it. You guys are too good for me, or to me. Ugh, I'm getting tired. I appreciate all you guys hanging out here. I really do. I'm honored and humbled to, be in this position to help you guys with your saws. I don't know everything. I know what I know, and if I don't know something, often one of you guys does. That's the best part for me, friends. I have access to so many good people out there. Watching Tin Man on the laptop, Bucket on the TV. That is so funny. I wish I could walk in and we could watch Buckin on my live feed. Hey, Dan. That is so funny. I am a member of the Buckin Army. I am. Thanks, Nick Pixel. Sponsored by Kindness Support for the Tin Man. You guys are way too good to me. You like that, eh? I just wear my hats silly. You know where this started, friends? Riding motorcycles in the States with no helmets. How do you keep your hat on? I mean, this is okay, but this is... And then I do this at work because it actually keeps... I run a Sawzall a lot, cutting heating holes in houses. It keeps the sawdust on my brim and out of my eyes. That's actually why I do that. 288, porting it now. Numbers are 99 exhaust, 78 intake, blow down 18, squish 21, hoping for the best. That'll be a good running saw, passing it along, for sure. Well, I'll bet you money that'll be a good running saw. Yeah, Drew, that's actually my hold on that Big Mac. I have to take that HL down again and really inspect it. I also got to pull the fuel tank apart. Tin Man, 280 is an 80cc saw, ain't it? Pull a 30, okay. 288 is 88 cc's. That's a big boy saw. A stock 288 will pull 36. A 288 is not, how can I say this? It's not the strongest big saw out there, but for the average guy, absolute monster. Like, the problem is, friends, 288s aren't light. If you grab, like for me, I grabbed my 394. A 394 is a little heavier than 288, but it takes the power to the next level. But yeah, 288 is a great saw. Nick Pixel wore his hats like this. That's funny. Happy New Year, Trevor. At 100 plus on one wheel. Nick Pixel, wheeling is something I used to be quite fond of. I'm too old for that stuff now. I used to love wheeling. Still do, but at slower speeds. Experience on Pioneer P28. Pioneer P28s are common here. Good firewood saw. A lot of guys still run those. Okay, friends, it's getting cold in here. I think we're going to shut this down. I just wanted to drop in and say Happy New Year. Thank you to everybody that hangs out on this channel. I appreciate all you. I'm a little bit behind on emails, so if you sent me an email, give me a little bit to catch up on them. But, Gainsey, you didn't have to do that, buddy. Thank you. Thank you to everybody that hangs out here. I appreciate this community. I can't even put it into words. You guys are great people out there. Thank you for hanging out at the Tin Man Saw Shop. Anyhow, friends, we're going to close her down. Thanks for watching. Take her easy and keep her in between the rhubarbs. Later, friends.